Hey everybody, it's Crystal B, and I am here to talk to you about July's new moon in Cancer. It's going to actually be taking place on July 9th, and this new moon is Cazimi, and what that means is it is going to be particularly auspicious. There's a sense of good luck around whatever it is that you're going to be beginning. But the only caveat to that is that the new moon picture does have some stress factors involved, and it is taking place in Cancer, which is an emotional sign. Again, taking place on July 9th. It's actually going to be in the time frame is going to be about 9 p.m., a little after 9, quarter after 9 p.m. in Eastern time. There's a lot of different factors going on with this new moon. And just for refresh, new moons are really good for setting your intentions, for making your intentions known, for kind of rebooting. It's when the sun and the moon collide, and in that moment we kind of have a blackout, and that happens once a month, and it's a really good period to just kind of reboot your system. And this month's reboot really needs to take on the flavor of Cancer. And Cancer is the sign of the protector. It's the sign of the mother. It's the sign of the crab. And Cancer is known for being shy. Cancer is known for wanting to retract back into its shell. It's also known for being protective. It's known for wanting to mother or be mothering to somebody. It's also known for its protective force. There's a lot of, when Cancer really believes in something and wants something to work, it holds on like the crab does. So you may be, sensing all of these Cancerian themes around you. Family is also very important with Cancer. And, it is the summertime in the Northern Hemisphere, and a lot of families are beginning their vacationing. There may be a call or a need or a desire or a, kind of a ramp up for you to be with your family. But there's a lot of stress factors that are involved. And we all know that families can be they can be great and give us a lot of solace, but they can also be difficult. And there could be some themes surrounding family that may be a little bit difficult with this new moon. There may be some themes of protecting or needing to protect somebody. There may be themes of wanting to break free or break out of something that you're kind of stuck in regards to family or regards to relationship. Cancer is the mother, and it wants to mother. It wants to take care of somebody. Maybe somebody doesn't want to be taken care of, or maybe you want to take care of them and they don't want you to take care of them. So there's a lot of different ways in how this new moon can actually be playing out. But when I look at the picture, and I've actually got it in front of me, but I'm not going to share it with you in this video because I want to kind of keep it simple. We've been dealing with this Uranus, the planet of freedom, Saturn, the planet of restriction and responsibility, square for all year, all of 2021. And we're not done with it yet. We're not going to be done with it until the end of 2021. And we'll kind of get a little bit of it in 2022, but nowhere near what we're getting right now. The thing is that in this new moon picture, which is really centered on the sign of Cancer, the mother, there's a major conflict between not only Uranus and Saturn, but also Venus, who is now in dramatic, flary Leo, and Mars, who's also in dramatic, flary Leo. And the Leo Mars side of the story is actually quite exciting to me. I when I look at that Mars Venus conjunction, because they're dancing so close together, it looks really fun to me. It looks like somebody wants to go out and engage, go out onto the catwalk, go out onto the stage, kind of find their voice, find their dramatic flair in some kind of way. And we're going to be feeling that energy for a lot of July. So there's a lot of, even though July is a big month of, emotions, it's also, there's a lot of flair to it, a lot of this, kind of drama. And that has to do with Venus and Mars operating in the sign of Leo. And just so you know, in the horoscopes, I've actually outlined where Mars and Leo and Venus and Leo are influencing your sign. So it's something really good to know. But the fact is that Venus and Mars are going to be dancing really close together, and they're going to be caught up in this, kind of struggle with Uranus, the planet of freedom and who wants something different, and Saturn, the planet of restriction. So I feel like somebody wants to do something wild and crazy, and there's a force around that's saying, no, you can't. And there's many different ways that this could play out. It could play out in our relationships. Maybe somebody wants to be flirty, fun, and really kind of put themselves out there and do something different. But then there's a restriction or a stop or something that says, put the brakes on. You can't do it this quickly. You can't have, things can't be so wild and crazy. And there's an emotion around it too. So in order to combat this energy, I think what we need to do is really kind of tune into our kind of pause for a moment, go back to what I was saying. The new moons are a time for rebooting, for reigniting. The Cancer kind of wants you to retract a little bit. And the new moon is in a wide trine with Neptune, the planet of intuition, the planet of the water. If you can escape to the water somehow with this new moon, do it. Go for it. Get there. Or have the water element around you in any shape or form. But also kind of tuning into Neptune and the Neptunian energy. And at this stage, Jupiter's the lucky planet. He's still in Pisces, which is the ruler of Neptune. And this is a good time to really tune into Pisces and also Neptune, which is the ocean, the sea, intuition, maybe going for a sound bath, a sound healing, kind of diving into the mystical in some kind of way, tapping into your own intuition. I think that those of you that, are really into signs or really getting different kind of vibes, feeling vibes about things that are going on, this is going to be a very intuitive new moon, a very, kind of high charged moment for, just insight coming in. And if you go into your zone, whatever that may be, all of us have a different zone that we go into. For me, I go into my zone when I, look at a chart. For you, maybe it's when you listen to music or go to the gym or paint a painting, or there's a multitude of different ways that you can go into the zone. Some people just do it when they're driving. Whatever it is, there's some sort of download, some sort of intuition that really kind of wants to come into play with this. And that's really stemming from Neptune. And Jupiter is still in Pisces. He's going to be in Pisces until the end of the month. And there is a little bit of magic around us, even though things might be emotional. Try to step outside the emotion. Remember that feelings are not facts. And, try to go with the flow. And, don't get caught up in being fixed on any one way or the other. The planets, Venus, Mars in Leo, Uranus in Taurus, Saturn in Aquarius, they are all in fixed signs. And the more that you put your feet into something, the more that you, kind of the more you're stubborn about something, this is when you're going to actually encounter a lot of difficulty, because we have to kind of lean into some mutability here and go with the flow and not just have our heart set on things going one way or no way. And with that being said, the final piece of this new moon story has to do with Pluto. Pluto is the planet of power versus powerlessness. He's actually going to be opposing the new moon. So there's another sign of distancing here, another sign of struggle with an authority figure, struggle with maybe the forces that are within you. You know, sometimes we are our worst enemy. And Cancer is known for being an internalizer. Another recommendation I have for you with this new moon is to step outside the box, step outside of yourself. Don't necessarily, if you're gonna, kind of detach from the world, which is fine, as you reboot, make sure that you are not necessarily, kind of secluding yourself from everybody. Because if you do that, you may end up, falling into some sabotage, self-sabotage, which is not good. Pluto is the planet that can take us down, just like it can rise us back up. In this instance, in this new moon, there's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of struggle with opposition. So it's like we could be fighting somebody. We could be fighting an authority figure. We could be fighting somebody who's very fierce in their ways. They're, they don't want to bend. They don't want to change. They don't want to look outside the box. They don't want to break their old rules. And these are themes that are just continually that are on repeat for a lot of 2021. You have to step outside the box. You have to see things differently. You have to kind of take a new approach. And even though you may be totally stuck on, this is going to work and I'm going to make it work. Like, I just want you to look outside of that for a moment and just kind of see or ponder the possibility of it potentially working in a different way, a way that you haven't yet explored. And I know that's easier said than done. And it does take a little bit of practice. But what's happening here in the 2021 story is that each time that Saturn-Uranus combination gets activated, we are reminded that we have to do things differently, that we have to kind of break our old rules and not go into our old traps and not, kind of let that old patterning, that old message, that old wiring go on repeat. It's time to kind of hit stop and start recording in a totally new kind of way. So I wish you a lot of luck with whatever you do with this month's new moon. Again, it is Cazimi, so even though the picture is definitely challenging, there is opportunity to be had. And I think if you're going to really see the opportunity factor, you have to lean into Neptune, which is the planet of intuition, the planet of, insight, the planet of that likes to give, the planet of, that really can transcend things. It can, just be careful about not putting your rose-colored glasses on for too long. All right, everybody, good luck. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.